Hey everyone, this is Austin here. This is a quick video to help you get started setting up your Unity project for building to an Android device. So if you're trying to build to a mobile game, say you have your Unity pulled open, and you built your game and you're ready to export it to your mobile device, and you hit build and it doesn't build, and you're a little confused. You're getting errors, you're trying to figure out why. There's a possibility you haven't checked your settings yet, and there's a couple steps that you need to do to get started building for mobile. So I'm going to go ahead and show you some of the things that you'll need to do. So if you're in completely new project, doesn't really matter what's in the scene. We'll just leave the scene blank. And you go up to your file, not your file, but your Windows. You go to your Edit, and you go to Preferences, and then you should see your Unity Preferences window. And you go to your External Tools. There's a couple things down here, and if you look at your SDK and JDK and you haven't set them up before, these will probably be blank. There'll probably be nothing in these little link sections here. So what we're going to do is actually find out where we can download and get these links from so that we can fill in the external tools for building a mobile project. The other thing too, and something that you want to do from the very beginning of the project, is in your build settings, make sure that Android is your target platform. And the reason why is because anytime you switch between platforms, it's going to reload all of your assets into the scene. So if you're like a couple weeks into a project and you've never checked your build settings or your build target, and you are just now switching over to Android, it's going to re-import all of your assets, and it'll take a little bit of time. And just to make sure that you have everything set up beforehand, it's always a good idea to make sure your build target is selected before you actually start. So I'm going to switch my platform here to Android. It's going to recompile scripts, but there's nothing in the scene, so it shouldn't take too long. As we wait for that, come on. Anyway, as we wait for that, let's go ahead and get those links for the things that we need to download and install. That way we can get those things filled in the preferences and the external tools. So these links can be found in the bottom in the description of the video, but the first one you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go to the developer's website for Android. So developer.android.com/studio, or you could just search Android Studio, and it will bring you to this website. And the first thing you're going to see is this big old button that says Download Android Studio. Feel free to click on that, download Android Studio for your computer. The other thing you're going to want to do is scroll all the way to the bottom here, and you're going to see that there is, right below Android Studio downloads, if you have a different version, Windows, Mac, Linux, there's a command line tools only section. Right here, you're going to want to download Windows SDK tools, Windows, and it'll be a series of numbers .zip. So you should have two downloads here for your project. Secondly, if this will bring over here, here we go. Secondly, you're going to want to look for java.com/en/download, or just go to Java or Google and type in Java download, completely free. You're going to want to grab, this brought me straight to version 8, update 181. That's the one that I use and currently works just fine. Shouldn't have any issues with your project. So now you'll have 3 downloads. First thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to install your Java. It should show up in your 32-bit folder on your computer. If not, just look into your program files and try to find that location. You should get something kind of like this. So local disk, program files, Java, JDK 1.8.0 underscore 181. Cool. Second thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to install your Android Studio. And after you install Android Studio, which could take a little bit, you're going to get something that looks like this. And once you open it, you're going to want to go down to the bottom to where it says Configure and click on SDK Manager. So SDK Manager is going to bring you right to the Android SDK, and you're going to see these. These checklists will probably be not checked. So you're going to want to check whatever version you're looking to target. Older, much older phones may have an older version of Android. So if you want to stop barking, stop it. So if you're looking for a game that's accessible to many different types of Android devices, you might want to select an older API. I have Ice Cream Sandwich, which is 4.0, all the way to 8.1, which is Oreo. This targets the big majority of phones currently, so you should be able to build for almost anyone's phone. If they have something that's older than 4.0, you should probably get a new phone. The other thing too to keep in mind is at the very top there's the thing that says Android SDK location. So this link right here is where this is going to install, and you're going to want to make sure you take that, copy it, put it on a notepad because you will need it later. In fact, what I recommend doing is going to your File Explorer and typing in that to the top, which will bring you to the location where this is going to install. Which brings us to another step actually. So let's see where we're at. So we have our APIs. We have our folder location. Cool. So now that we're in this folder location, you're going to see a thing that says Tools. what you're going to do is click on this and rename it. Rename it to Tools 2, or you can rename it to Tools Unused, because apparently there is a bug with Android Studio that does not allow it to work with Unity. I don't know why. They still haven't fixed this. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to take that thing that we downloaded earlier. Where's it at? We're going to take the command line tools. We're going to take that file, and we're going to unzip it. So let me find it real quick. So we have it right here. SDK tools Windows. We'll go ahead and extract it to its own folder. Could take a little bit. I also want to point out that this install here, if you haven't done it already, go ahead and click on that and hit apply and install this. This will take a while, so if you want to pause the video and come back and see the rest of the video, feel free to do that. It could take a while. Depends on the computer, depends on how much you need to install. Did this unzip? It did. Cool. So now if you look in, I'm assuming that you came back to this video or it didn't take too long to install. Right here you'll see, if you open this folder, there's a thing that says tools. Interesting, we just renamed the other tools. There's a reason for that. I didn't mean that to sound ominous. Just kind of did. All right, so where's my other SDK? Here's my SDK manager. So we've already renamed this to Tools Unused, and we have tools. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that and paste it in here. Shouldn't take too long to move. There's not a whole lot of files in there. It's not too big. All right, so now we have tools in here, and we don't have to worry about tools unused. So let's see where we're at. So we went to downloads, we grabbed our SDK tools, we unzipped it, and we added it to the file. So now we should have everything that we need to get set up in Unity. So let's close the build settings, we'll hit file, not file, we'll hit edit, we'll hit preferences. And if your preferences are not currently set up, that's fine, we're gonna fill this in. So that link that I told you to save earlier, so that you can get to the folder, this one right here, go ahead and copy that. And in your external tools, go ahead and paste that right here. Or you can hit browse and you can go ahead and find it. As you can see right here, I have a pop-up that says Unity has detected Android SDK at this area. Do you want to use this Android SDK directory? Yes. So what you want to use is that complete folder that I asked you to grab. This one right here. You do not want to use the link to tools. You want to use the link to the SDK manager because it's looking specifically for the SDK root folder. All right. Next thing you're going to want to do is link your JDK, which is your Java file. So if you still have that window pulled open, same thing. You can grab your link here and you can paste it right there. Or you can hit browse. And what you want to grab is this folder specifically, the JDK 1.8.0 underscore 181. So we'll select that, and that's all. And look at that. Killing it. Alright, so now if we go to build settings, we should be able to run. However, you will most likely get an error. The reason why you're going to get an error is it's going to ask you something along the lines of changing your company name and your project name, or something along the lines of changing your bundle. If you need to change your bundle, you're going to go to player settings, and over here you'll have player settings. See how in the top here it says company name, default company, product name, mobile build. So what we're going to do is we're going to change that. So our company name is, I'll say we're this company. And product name is this product. Now that has not completed the error. What we're going to, or fix the error. What we're going to need to do is go down here to where it says identification package name. It'll say com.company.product name. Now this comes into play when you go to upload to a app store. So they're going to want you to change this before you send it out. This is your actual bundle package name. So company, this company, product name, we'll say this product. And minimum API level, if you want to adjust this, is whatever the lowest you have installed, and then your target API will usually be automatic and will select the highest installed, or if you want to target a specific level of phones, say there's a new feature on a very new phone that you don't want to hit because it could create a bug in your game, you can actually change it, but usually you want to keep it to highest installed. After that, that's basically everything. You should be able to build and run an Android file. I'm going to go ahead and build because I can't actually run it without having my phone plugged in, which actually I should talk about that. I can test that, actually. I have a cable here somewhere. So if you want to build directly to your phone so that you can play test the thing that you just created, what you can actually do is change your phone settings, which I'm not going to do that in this video, but I will link an example of how to do that. So basically you want to go to your phone settings and you want to turn on your developer mode and make sure that your USB debugging is set. So once you have USB debugging set, you can actually plug in your phone directly to your computer with USB cable. You can hit build and run, and we'll make a new folder here that just says builds, and we'll call it this APK v1. You can name it whatever you want, doesn't matter. And you hit save. So when you're doing a build and run, it's actually going to detect to make sure that you have your SDK installed. It's going to make sure you have your JDK. You might even have a pop-up that says, "Hey, give me permission to use the Java with your computer." And then it'll also detect the device that you have plugged in. So it'll detect to make sure that you have your phone plugged in, and it'll build directly to your phone. Once it has completed building, it'll actually pop up on your phone, and it'll start running. See how long this takes. There's actually nothing in the scene, so I have no idea what it's going to try to build. This is exciting. Feel free to skip this part of the video, by the way. Or don't. You can hang out. We'll chat. Alright, and it's building. If you get stuck on the building Gradle project, it'll probably give you an error to tell you why. Worst case scenario, you probably don't have something linked properly, or you haven't downloaded the right version of Java. The version 181 should work. I haven't had any problems so far. I've been able to build different mobile games, different mobile devices. Java precompile, perfect. At the very end, it'll say something along the lines of like transferring APK to this device, and you'll actually see your device name. And that's when you know that it's building to your device. So close. It's right at the end. Yeah, right there. Copying APK package to device. So that's actually transferring the this project as an APK to my device. What this is going to do is it's going to create a copy of the APK. Oh, hey, it actually opened. I don't know what it's going to open. Just an empty scene. Yep, an empty scene. Cool. So it went ahead and it made a build. Oh, where did it build this at? I'll find this real quick. It made a build on my desktop as well as making a build on my phone. So if I look at my apps on my phone, whatever I've named the project will actually show up as a project with the Unity logo. Oh no. Dev projects? Android test? Oh no, I have no idea where I built this. Regardless, it should build onto your computer. And let me know in the comments if you have any errors or any issues. I can probably help you debug those. Hope you enjoyed this video. Try to make it really quick. Apparently it's like 12 minutes long, so 13 minutes. Whoops. Yeah, let me know in the comments if you have any issues building with your device. Once again, just to kind of reiterate, make sure that in preferences under external tools that these are linked correctly. In fact, I'll go ahead and leave it on the screen so you can see where it's actually located on my computer. Worst case, it should go to your computer's directory that has your OS. In the worst case, try to check out your SDK settings in the SDK manager. This folder is where you're going to find the SDK, and on your program files in your 32-bit folder, you should be able to find your Java. All right, and thanks for watching this video. Let me know what you think.